Hello guys, Stormy here, and I am back in Minecraft today. And I've got some plans today. I hope you're ready for a good episode, because I've got some plans in store. So a while back, we worked on this thing here, and we worked on the floor around here and this back wall. I was just trying to build up like a general theme, like a look to this area, and I want to continue that today. So what we're going to be doing today, a couple episodes ago, I put in this pathway up here, and I want to work on this. I want to make a second one of these a couple rows down, so right on this row right here, I want to put another pathway, and then after I've got them both built up, we're going to do some detailing and get a general look for them. Now, I already have an idea of what I want them to look like, and I messed around with it a little bit in a creative world. So I've got a general idea of how I'm going to go about that. But before we do that, I've got a couple other things I want to show you guys. Just some real quick stuff. I've been doing some work, and I've been digging this out. I brought it all the way over this way as far as I can go, and all the way out that way as far as I can go. So we've got the starts of the top of all 5 pillars up here. And I can show you, just real quick, just how far it is from this edge of the mine to that edge. Now I'm not sure yet just how far back that way we're gonna go. This is the back wall here. So from that side to that side, all the way at the top here, we've cleared out just this top section though. And then this is the back wall. So we've got a pretty good idea of just how far this is. I believe I counted, and from this wall all the way to that wall is actually 135 blocks. So that's a pretty long run, and I'll just do a run real quick just to show you guys. So yeah, from one side to the other, that's a pretty long run. Now on this one, this is actually kind of funny. You can sort of see it with all this granite I used for patchwork. I actually ran into a ravine right here. And you can see I went down in there, I lit the whole thing up. And that's all taken care of. But this was causing some mobs to spawn, and I could hear them all over the place. There was a cave over there that mobs were spawning in. You can see there again, I just lit the whole thing up. There's some lava back there. But yeah, I just took care of this all, and it's all doing pretty good now. Now this is actually kind of funny. This was the first pillar that I went to clear out as I was clearing out more of these things. And as you'll notice, there's a bit of a skylight. I like to think of this as a feature now. It's not a problem, especially not for a structural support as strong as this one. That's a feature, really. So anyways, the other thing I wanted to do before we get started on these pathways over here is I want to check our shop at spawn, just see if we've made any more sales. I'm not going to restock it just yet. I'll do that off camera. I've already done that once, so it's not really worth showing. But I have been working on collecting a bunch of pumpkins off camera, and I've been doing a bunch of trading and stuff, and these have come in very handy. I've set up a bunch of Fletchers down in my village area, and they've got some stick trades and some string trade, which has come in really handy. You can see, I don't know if I showed it off in a video, but now I've actually got 3 crops in here. I've got carrots, wheat, and beetroot all the way along. It actually looks pretty cool from up top. And then over here, I added a little expansion, so there's even more farmland over here. I just think it looks pretty nice, and this is coming really handy for trading. So that's all really nice. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to run over to spawn real quick, check the shop, and then we'll get started building up those pathways and see where we go from there. Oh man, there it is, looking good as always. What in the world? So, I guess that dirt from from the other episode. I guess that's a Star Destroyer now? Um, I guess that's a Star Destroyer now. Maybe we'll check that out later. Let's just check our stock, see if anything's sold. Nothing. Maybe I need to go on a bit of a branding campaign and see if I can't get people buying some of this stuff. I've actually been thinking already, I'm super happy with the way that this thing turned out, but I think I want to sell more than just pumpkins here, so I think I'm going to do a bit of rebranding and maybe rebuild the store. Because recently, while I was trading with my villagers, I got a couple of my farmers to master level, and they've got golden carrot trades now. And not to mention, I've got a couple villagers with unbreaking books and mending books. I think I can sell those for a pretty good amount of money. Right, so now I've got all my stuff together, I'm going to start working on this stuff, but I'm going to start by building another one of these layers right there. Alright, so that's 2 pathways done. So now, the first part of this plan, like the rest of this, and like what we did down there, is to just slab everything to mob-proof it. So I'm going to be taking out the torches, and I'm just going to be putting down slabs everywhere. Alright, so I figured this was a big enough area to start off with. This hole isn't going to stay here. I'm eventually going to move this ladder and this drop from here to the central entrance over here. I sort of blocked this out in the other episode, but this is going to become the main entrance. So this is where my drop tunnel is going to be, and I'm going to have a bubble vader to take me up out. So anyways, what's going on here is I slabbed this whole thing, so mobs aren't going to spawn on these walkways, and I've got a pattern here. So what exactly is going on is I've got these blocks spaced out based on the grid that I've already got going here. So every time one of these paths goes across, there's a double, because this is essentially just a connecting point. So all we've really got is a single 6 blocks, a single 6 blocks, and then a single, and then it connects again. So starts over, single 6 blocks, single 6 blocks, then another single. So how this is going to work, this is going to be different here. So I'm actually going to start over on this side because this one's going to be the easier one to work with. I am going to connect these straight up to the ceiling up there. I'm not going to go all the way just quite yet, but I am going to end up connecting this to the ceiling. So anyways, these sections are going to be easier. What I'm going to be doing is these sections are going to be different from a couple of the sections like this one here. Since this is the main doorway, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to have a bridge that connects right over to that pillar, goes around the pillar on each side, and then continues on to the next pillar. And then depending on how I need the bridges run, I might run them for every pillar, or I might do it every other pillar. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I will figure that out. So I've done this pattern already. This is actually pretty easy. And don't worry, this isn't going to stay just plain stone like it is right now. Eventually I'm going to change this over to stone bricks and other blocks like everything else. But just for right now, it's stone. I will get around to doing that, but it's going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. So this is how it is right now. So anyways, what happens here for this pattern is I've got a slab on either side, then I've got stairs facing out like that, so that the part that's sticking up is right here, and then a couple stairs in the middle facing together. And then what happens is we have a stair on top of these facing in like that. So then we slab there, slab, slab, slabs. So we got these 1 block wide openings here, and then a top row of slabs, just like that. So we've got these wider openings that we can look through and see through to farther points in the mine. And I just like the way this looks right here. I think this makes a pretty nice railing. This in the end isn't going to be all stone brick like it is right now. I'm going to eventually throw in some andesite like I did down there. I'm actually toying around with the idea of just adding in some plain stone blocks every now and again, just to break it up a little more, because down there you can see the andesite, like there's one right there, right there, right there, but it kind of all still just blends together a little too well, so I'm thinking about slapping in some plain stone. I don't think I want to do smooth stone, because I think that'll pop out just a little bit too much. So for right now, I'm thinking about putting in just plain stone every now and again, seeing how that looks. And if I think it needs to be broken up even more, I'll try smooth stone. So I'll just continue this pattern a little bit, and then I'll show you what I've got. Okay, so quick update. I got a whole bunch of these finished, and I was looking at it and I thought, those look a little too flat. So I went messing with them and I came up with this design that I think looks a lot better, and I'll show you just right now from over here. Yeah, I think that looks a whole lot better than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap all these over to that real quick, and this is actually going to work out a lot better for us in a couple different ways that we'll get to in just a second. But I'm going to show you real quick how I got to this design from this. So right away, the base is still essentially the same but raised up a block. So what we're going to do is we're going to tear this out real quick. And then we're going to just take normal old stone bricks, and then we're going to lay essentially a foundation for it. So then we're going to slab on either end just like before, stair facing outward, then the two facing inward. And here's where we're going to change things up. On these stairs, we're going to put a stair facing the same direction. So it's two stairs just on top of each other like this, then a stair on the back of that stair like that. And it might look a little bit weird at first having this and then that like that, but just hold on, you'll see it works a lot better. So stair there, and then slabs one over top of this corner, so that connects like that, and then the slabs in the middle just like normal, and another one over the corner just like that. And I think that looks a whole lot better than these. And the bonus is you still get these holes that you can look through. They're not as big, but they're still there. And I think this design is just a little better. It's less flat. It's a little more interesting to look at. So I'm going to swap these over real quick, and then I'll discuss how these are actually going to be more beneficial to have than these. Yes, that looks so much better than it did. Okay, I'm really happy with that. That looks a lot better. And then you can just imagine that going all the way along this thing with the details put in, like the andesite blocks and just some cracked stone brick every now and again, and a couple blocks missing, the patterns like down in there and in the columns. And I think this is going to look really good when it's done. Now, I mentioned how this is actually going to be a better design than what we did have, and I'm going to show that to you right now and how that works out in our favor. Up here, you can see I've got a row going along here. I brought these all the way up to the top first of all. You probably already noticed that, but I did bring these all the way up. Now I've got this row along here because I wanted it to kind of pop out from the ceiling a little bit. So now what we're going to do is we're actually just going to flip the same design on its head. So we're going to do one of those like that, one of those like that, something like that, then there, and then it's going to be the same thing just upside down. Slab, 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 and slab. And then there you go. And now that flips from what we did have. And now it's an arch. So you get this kind of window effect going on. And this I really like. I think this looks really good. So now I'm going to take this design, I'm going to put it all the way along the top here, and then we're going to move on to this bottom section, getting that to match up with this, and then I'm going to show off a different design that I got for over there that's going to allow us to connect a bridge up from the door. Oop. I'm going to show off a different design over here that allows us to connect up this door to a bridge that's going to go right across to this pillar. So I was building these arches up here, and I noticed over here, I don't know if this guy warped in here, or if he spawned in here, or what, but if he's spawning in here, that could pose a problem, because I know I'm lighting up a lot of caves in the area, and I'm lighting up this area pretty good. So I know I'm taking spawning spaces away from the outside. So if mobs start regularly spawning in here, that might be a problem. Thankfully, I already plan to slab the whole place, so that's going to help with the problem, but just building it up, it might be a problem. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I really like how that's looking right now. Okay, now for the archway here, I'm not totally sure on how I'm going to do this. I've got an idea on how I'm going to do it, but I'm not exactly sure, so I'm just going to kind of mess around with some stuff here. And then we're going to see where we go from there. I know that since these are 7 wide, I think I want the path to be 5 blocks wide with a railing on either side. So just to start this thing off, let's get lined up with the middle of that right here. And then we're going to that there, and that's your bridge width right there. So now I can put these here, and that's where the walls can go. So as far as these are concerned, I should be able to build them up pretty similar to these. And in fact, I might actually be able to build them up remarkably similarly and then just put something over the top. So let's just try something like that and see how that goes. Oh, you might notice I had to break out some holes in this thing so I could still use the scaffolding here. I mean, it's a bit of a crude method of doing it, but it works. So now for this, let's see how we can do this. Do I just want to do something totally like for like? Because I don't think that's gonna work. I kind of want this wall here to be solid. I got a cat running. I've got so many cats running around here since I've put the villagers over there. It's just getting kind of out of hand at this point. So let's see how... I think the obvious choice is to do that. Then slab it like that. Then some slabs across. And how am I gonna do this? I think I want... Oh, lost a slab. I think I want to do these edges exactly the same if I can. Okay, so put one here, then a slab. This is clearly going to need to be different, but how am I going to go about this? Okay, I'm liking where this is going right now. Think if maybe I put a stair there like that. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. So how can I bring that together? A slab like that. Let me run up here. Okay, and then a slab like that. Then maybe we can put this in the middle here. Let me see how that looks. I think I'm okay with that. I don't like how that looks like a solid block. Even though that's two slabs, I think I'll take that. Let me mirror it over here and see how it looks. So doubling that up, that's not bad. Yeah, I kind of like that. That's basically just mirrored this over here. That's pretty good, actually. I like that. Yeah, I think that's going to be what we go with. You know, it's kind of hard to get an idea with everything all broken up like this right now, but I think that's going to be good. I like the way that looks right now. Yeah, that all fits together pretty well. I like this. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mirror this design down here. It's going to be a little tighter together because there's less space here than there is here. But I think it's going to look pretty good. So I came down here to the bottom to take a look at it, and it's kind of hard to get a feel for it from all the way down here. But I think this is going to wind up looking pretty good when it's all said and done. Of course, I need to do up the bottom of the path so that that's all stone brick instead of just plain stone like that. But aside from that, it's all mostly just going to be repeating these patterns now, and then just popping in some stuff like andesite like this here, and maybe finding a way to make some stuff look like blocks missing like that, and some cracked stone brick and that sort of stuff. So aside from that, I think that's pretty much what it's gonna look like, and I really like that as of right now. And you know, actually being up here and running alongside these things, again, it's really starting to put together a sense of scale for this place, and I'm just really liking the way it's coming out so far. I gotta figure out this door as well, and the way I'm gonna do these bridges. But I think it's working pretty nice for right now. I might make a couple small adjustments, and if I do, I'll point them out. But you know what? I think I'm going to call the video there for today. I don't have a lot of time to record today, and I need to get a video out pretty soon. So it's going to be a shorter one today probably, but I think we've got some pretty good work done here. And you know, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm Stormy, and I'll see you guys later.